coming. It's coming.
Oh
We
my
working.
goodness, is happening so much, so much.
Absolutely. Yay. Good morning. Good
Good morning,
morning.
good morning, good morning. We are live.
We
We
gonna go live.
are live. We are missing a live person that normally joins.
She is live.
She is still alive. She's just not live with us. So my name is CiaraWimby, and I am the CEO and founder of Live You Nonprofit. And I can't say ladies today. I'm saying lady.
It's Lady Cicely Beckham. No, with the cootie free kisses, you know. But I am the mental wellness coach. Good morning, good afternoon for those who are on the East Coast or even Central Time. Still good afternoon, but those
Good
on the
afternoon for those people. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening whenever time you
yes.
watch this. And I forgot, I'm the physical wellness coach. Hey, hey.
Oh yeah, I
Oh,
do something.
yeah, yeah, I do something sometimes, just sometimes.
Mhm.
How is everybody doing? Come on in, say hello to us. Hello, hello, hello. Let's see. Trying to pull some things up. I'm trying to see us actually on Facebook, but I'm not able to see it just yet for whatever
Mm.
reason.
The cheese, but we're
But I know
live.
we're there. Yeah, we
Yes, we
are
are.
there.
So say hello. Let us know you see us because I see you seeing me. So
Right.
yes.
I'm just trying to find it real quick. Hold on. Let me sign out of this Facebook and then sign back on to Facebook. I know y'all like y'all got technical issues. Yeah, well, that's called life. That's
Listen,
we lifing over here.
definitely. And I am not the technical one. So I'll sit and look.
Be like, oh, look.
It's all I can offer right now. But we
Mm-mm.
do have some live stuff going on today while she is trying to figure that out. Um, we talking about some spiritual wellness because July is our month of spirituality. And even though the spiritual coach is missing today because life is life and she got to
Right,
handle,
right.
handle, handle life, you know.
Okay, I see us. There we go. Hey y'all.
Surprise.
I want to make sure so that when people are saying hello, I can see y'all and hear y'all. Okay, I see Auntie Beverly is in the building. My
Woo
niece,
woo.
I see y'all. I hear y'all. Cootie free Saturday. Cootie free Saturday.
Yes, please have cootie free Saturdays. We love them.
I love it. I love it. Alrighty. So today we are talking about specifically spiritual wellness in our spiritual wellness month, as Cicely just talked about. And so the one of the things I want to first talk about is what is spiritual wellness. And so I'm going to give I went and did some research online just to see what online was talking about, and
Mhm.
then I want us to give what we feel spiritual wellness means or is for us.
Mhm.
So spiritual wellness is being connected to something greater than yourself and having a set of values, principles, morals, and beliefs that provide a sense of purpose and meaning to life, then using those principles to guide your actions. Spiritual wellness is described differently by each person, but the concept generally relates to one's sense of purpose, life meaning, or relationship to others, other people, and a self-awareness to these things. So, spiritual wellness, what does that mean to you specifically, Cicely? And if
To
and people in the audience, please let us know what spiritual wellness means for them.
yes. So a lot of times, and even in my own youth and ignorance, I'll say, that I would tie spirituality to religion. I thought they were the same thing. And getting older and just researching myself and learning things for myself, I'm able to separate them, right? And so for me, spirituality is how you connect to the universe and the high, like if you believe in God, how you connect to God. For me, God is who I connect to, and then He controls the universe. And so He tells me how I operate in the universe around, which has been giving guidelines on how that works, right? So I've defined my spirituality as the way I connect with God. It's a personal journey. It doesn't look like anybody else's. It's very unique to me. And I think once I found that understanding and grasping for me, it was nothing else you could tell me. Like, and I tell people all the time because they was like, well, you don't never talk about religion no more. And I was like, when you have a relationship with God, I'm not gonna argue with you on how you talk to your daddy. That's crazy to me.
Ooh, I'm not gonna argue with you with how you talk to your daddy.
Yeah, because I know how I talk to mine. And I know what we got going on, so I don't need to ask you what that should look like for me. I defined it for myself, and so that right there has given me a certain level of peace that surpasses a lot of understanding. And I get it. I'm like, that's what it is, right? Because you don't care who understands it and who doesn't, because I understand it. It's for me. This is my journey. And so once I made peace with it, it been up and stuck from there. Like what Cardi says, up and it's stuck. So yeah, it's been an upward journey from there, and no complaints. Like it's been crazy. Won't say that. It won't say it's been the easiest, but it's been very eventful and rewarding. So I'm always encouraging people to figure out what it means for them and what it looks like and what it should look like for them.
I like that. I like how you said you're encouraging people to find out what it looks like for them. You know, one of the things that I consistently observe through people on a regular, everyday basis is the fact that we spend, and let's just say 18 years, right? From the fact that you are generally in somebody's school system, regardless if it's a public school system or a private school system, you're in somebody's school system. So because we spend 18 years of our lives being told what to think, what to do, and how to do it, I find that when people are even 36, 46, 56, 66, they're still waiting for somebody to tell them what to do because
Mm-hmm.
they have never learned how to practice discovering something for themselves. So I love how you say that. So
Awesome.
um for me, spiritual wellness, so I did not grow up in any specific religion. My mom grew up Baptist and my father grew up Catholic, and between the both of them they decided that religion was not for them, and so they did not want me to be um in a specific religion. So they, I guess, giving me a freedom to choose whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is that I wanted to do, be, and have. Now that doesn't mean that I wasn't exposed to religion, because it's a lot of people that are Christians that live here in the United States. So I'm clearly exposed to them. And I have them in my family. I just happen to be the outlier person that isn't like going to church on Sunday or Wednesday Bible something or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but nobody also was like, well, although you're not going to this religion institution to get this information, I also wasn't given any guidance to what else there was.
Mm-hmm.
So I literally have just kind of like figured out, or um as information came across me where I resonated with, I took it. And if it didn't resonate with me, I was like, okay, that's not going to work out for me. I don't like it, and I don't want to be a part of that. And so, um, one of the first times where I started really, I guess, researching information that had anything to do with, and I'll start with religion because it's organized, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
why people, I think, kind of go towards it, because just like school is organized, people like things that's already put together in a package, and they're like, here you go, take
Mm-hmm.
it, and utilize
Follow these
it or not.
steps. Mm-hmm.
All right, follow these steps. And so I took by accident this English class. Well, I took the English class on purpose. I just didn't know what the topic was going to be about. It just fit into my schedule when I was in college. So I was like, psh, that's the time we taking. I don't care what they in there talking about in this class. I'm showing up.
That's funny.
And the class happened to be a religious class. And I said, just my luck. See, and this is why I'm always like, there's no coincidence and things happen the way they're supposed to, because I would not have opted to take this class. There's no way I would have on purpose done this. Especially because my mother was like, no religion, just say no. So there's no way I would have opted to take this class. So I'm in the class, and we're talking about various religions. We're talking about Muslims, Hindus, we're talking about Christianity, and it's just like, oh, okay. So for me, I'm starting to see a common theme, and I see that they all have the same message. That's what my mind says, because I have never been indoctrinated in any of them. And so I'm like, okay, well, so basically they just saying that y'all need to be nice to each other, y'all need to love each other, y'all need to be helpful, y'all need to, look out for one another, and kumbaya. And so then I'm like, well, I don't understand why people got all these religion issues. Because I'm like, it's the same information. And then if I'm talking to somebody of some other religion, they're like, it's not the same. I'm like, are you sure though? Because heart, nice, love, that's not the same in everybody's religion. It looks like it to me. I mean, I don't know. So then I decided that that's my religion. Like, that's going to now be what I think about in terms of what I'll allow spirituality to be. And then, of course, at some point in my life, I meet people, oh, go to church with me, go to church with me. I go to church, see some things or whatever. And then I happened upon a non-denominational church. And I was like, oh, okay, this might be okay. But even in the non-denominational church, they're still reading from the Bible. So is it really non-denominational? No. But I just called it was just sprinkled with a little bit of Jesus Christ. And it's like a little salt on there. It's got a little bit of Jesus Christ on
The
there.
flavor. Because Jesus do be bringing flavor. I can't lie.
Jesus Christ on there. That's how I took it. I was like, it just got a little bit of Jesus Christ on there. But in looking into the message was still about how you need to live your life in order to be of service to people, but also be of service to yourself. Like, take care of yourself. And then I guess it was where people, the prosperity and abundance and things like that. And people are like, oh, you going to one of those prosperity churches. And I was like, well, okay, I don't know what that means, because, I need for you to clarify that for me, because again, not being religious, can you tell me what that means?
That means.
Because I don't know. Well, I'm like, I'm lost. And they're like, oh, it's just, you pay money there, and they tell you that you just need to be positive, and you need to think a certain type of way and things are manifest. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, so I'm sorry. Is something bad with that? Like, is that wrong? That, and they're like, well, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, can you explain that? But nobody could. Okay, great. So then your information just got null and void in my mind, because you can't explain to me why me manifesting my life is bad, or that I'm a co-creator in my life is bad. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't understand what you over there talking about. So I'm still going to take some of this information. Now, again, does it mean that I'm taking all of it? No, because I've had to build my own spirituality practice, because I have never been given a foundation. So I picked the things that I feel were working, and then things that didn't seem like they were working, I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. I'm not whatever. But then now, at this point in my life, when I meet with people that are very strictly Christians, like I have a friend, she's very religious. And when we talk, if you would hear us talk, it sounds like we're having two different conversations. But we know that, because of our understanding and openness to one another, that while she's calling her value system Jesus and God, that, and when she's telling me the stories of Ruth and Joseph and everybody else, that when I'm just speaking of, let's say, the universe, that's what I may say, that when ultimately we boil it down to it, we're still talking the same language. And the same language is, let's be of service, let's, love each other, let's help each other out, let's, make sure that we're taking care of ourselves and our families, and trying to make the world a better place.
Yeah. So I had to mute my mic really quickly because my son is getting ready and has the Alexa up to the max. With now I feel like the old person with all that hip hop biggity bang bang.
You said the
So,
hip hop biggity bang bang.
yeah, so yeah, I'm like, my bad. But um now I grew up, I'm non-denomination Christian, point blank, period. I don't gotta argue with you. I gotta throw mine on you because like I said, when you know what you know, you know it. So I'm not, and a part of it is gonna sound selfish, but the other part is like, whatever. I'm mature enough to know that everybody, whatever works for them, right? What you eat don't make me boo, right? I ain't gonna cuss today. I'm gonna be a nice one, right? But so I'm aware of that. So only thing I can do is live according to the way I feel like the word for me is, right? And if it looks appeasing to you, take the meat and spit out the bones. If it don't apply, it don't fly. Like, I'm not gonna argue with you why my way of talking to God is better than your way. It's not what I'm not about that. It's a waste of time for me. Because if I'm truly living in it, you see it all around me anyway. Yeah. Because greater is he that is in me, that is he that is in the world. So if I'm a daughter of the light, guess what? No matter what area I go in, that's gonna shine. My life is a living witness of what it looks like to serve the God that I serve, the way that I serve him. So I'm not caring who else has anything to say, because the God that I serve already letting me know I'm in the main vein and I'm doing my work. Because what? My life is that. Like, when I love when people are like, oh, I'm just between a rock and a hard place. Well, guess what? The God that I serve take me to glory. There's no rock and hard place. I go from glory to glory, right? Because that's what I believe and that's how he serves me. I'm not going to push that on you, but if you want to know, guess what? I'm more than happy to share it. I'm happy to share it because I live it. So I'm not going to argue with you about how I'm supposed to live my life. So, but I realize in my religion, that's how, hard on, press on, that. But I also understand, once again, to every situation, there's levels to it. And when you have a certain level of understanding of who you are in that kingdom and what your work is, it shines no matter what it is you're doing. And once I became aware of that, girl, I'm like, I would. That's crazy. My best friend's a Muslim.
That's crazy.
Crazy. My best friend's a Muslim, right? Kid you not. Been rocking with her since my Howard days. From eating, we call each other the PBJ friends. Because if I had the peanut butter, she had the jelly, and we both had one piece of bread. Let's stick it together and make it happen, right? We came out on top with that. Two different belief systems, right? But as we kept on getting older and going deeper into it, I'll never forget the time, because I was like, eyeballs probably bulging out of my head because I didn't know what to say. She said, hey, what do you think if I raise my children Christian? You're Muslim. You grew up Muslim, cold-hearted Muslim. Like, not cold-hearted, but like wholeheartedly. That was your thing. I said, why? She said, because of the way that God has blessed you in your life and the way your system is going to have to physically watch your system go. I want my kids to know the God that you serve. I want them to live a life of abundance that you're living. What? Blew my mind. I said, God, they see you. So if that's not what my religion is for, if that's not, what am I doing? What am I really doing? If I'm not walking it, if I'm not showing others, if I'm not operating in that compassion, like you said, of what they teach across the line of love, compassion, humanitarian service, just
be it. Just be
exactly.
It. Just be that.
To myself, I can't hear what you're saying because I see what you're doing. So you can talk to me till my ears bleed about God and Jesus. But if I can't see it physically in you, there's nothing that I see that you're doing in your life that aligns with what I want my life to live like. So why would I follow you?
And I think that's what that really boils down to. So going back to with the spirituality part, it's an individual journey, right? And so your individual journey has to be reflective of what it is that you say that you want in your life. And when we say that, like, so going to the why, Why do we think that spiritual wellness is important for people? And it allows people to have some sense of purpose or connectivity, but they have to want to have it. So I can't give you spiritual wellness. I can't, say that, well, here it is on a platter or in a book or whatever it is. It has to be something you choose for yourself. It has to be something that you want to have a connection with more than just your friends and family, because it's a connection with, and I'll just, for how I say it, the universe and beyond. Because the older I get, I'm not convinced that I need to be saying the universe anymore. Because, well, what's beyond the universe? Well, and then what's beyond that? And what's beyond that? So the thing that I came up with this morning was the unseen. Because I can't see everything. So, for instance, when you have loved ones who have who have passed away, and both my parents have transitioned into this unseen realm. And although, again, I did not grow up in a specific religion, I do believe that there's another place that people go. I'm not going to necessarily say heaven or hell, because I haven't been there. But what I'm real clear, but maybe I have, depending,
Listening.
I don't know. Look, sometimes when I'm looking at all these little Aries little things, they always be talking about Aries is the ruler of hell. So, I might have been there. I don't know.
Yeah,
But the things that make me believe that there's something else is, well, where did I come from? I mean, I'm in a physical body, but where did something I entered through a portal to get here? So it's like, but where did I come from? I don't remember. That doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. So that's the unseen place. The unseen place is somewhere else, wherever that place is. And it could be layers of places. It can be, multiple whatevers. And so for me, I believe that everything is possible and anything is possible. So I can't necessarily say what's not true just because my limited knowledge or my limited belief says that it may not be.
It's because we operate in a world that wants absolute truths, but our lived experience are not absolute truths. Some of them are just self truths, so lived experience truths. This is true because, like for me, I can say my mom is the best, right? That's an absolute truth for me. But to other, they like, she all right, she, what I'm saying, like that. So it's just like based on those things. But when it comes to, because so many people are oblivious to their own spirituality, right? They want to operate in exact truths. Prove it to me, show it to me, tell it to me. And you like, when you're not quite certain of it and you're still trying to convince others of it, then you want to hardcore, because now you have to have a religious backing to paperwork. But then when it's a lived experience, it's just like, you ain't see my life. You want me to write the autobiography? Oh, okay. Let me write the autobiography for you. Because there's things that's happening in my life that go beyond this absolute truth that I can't explain to, but God. That's how I do. But God, because I'm His favorite. I don't know about the rest of y'all. And that's why I be feeling like, oh, y'all don't want to know Him? Say less, because guess what? More for me. I'm selfish like that. More time for me. Hey, whatever they don't want, give it to me.
Give it to me.
Like they missing out on their favor, but here go mine, because I'm here. He said, come get it, y'all. They didn't hear me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you're like, I'm gonna put extra on my plate for mine. Yep, right. Thank you. They didn't want it. They still outside playing.
I'm gonna give it a to-go box. What you saying? Like, you know how when you at the family reunion, you start making that first plate to go, and then you make your real plate. I'm gonna get mine. So that's how I am with it. So It like I said, it's different for everybody. It looks different, it feels different, it operates different in everybody's lives. But it is an area in life that is thriving full throttle, whether or not, here it comes. So whether you have it or you don't, it's still out there and it's still happening to you. And then because when you don't know it, right? Let's say from when you didn't know exactly what it is till you start defining it is for you. Remember that line in between, that insanity you kind of went through? Or trying to figure it out what makes sense. So now that I make it make sense for me and what I got going on, I remember what it was like in that in between line. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep on going this way because I didn't like that feeling. It put me in a space that I wasn't too sure of, not myself, not of others. It was a mental uncomfortableness. So what I do realize is, just like I said, your spirituality guides your mental health. And when I look at people in the field, because as a licensed, like not a licensed, but as a practicing clinician, I see what the mental health looks like. And I can see those who lack spirituality and what their mental health looking like. And I'm like,
well,
let me tell you about what your spiritual life is. Because maybe you're not aware of what your spiritual life is. Let me help you try to figure it out what it looked like for you. Because
when I learned in my 20s, a statement that said we are spiritual beings having human experiences. And that just like really resonated with me. I didn't throw it in the garbage. I didn't say that's stupid, whatever. But it really resonated with me. And and that's where the place of, well, just because I don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. And so, okay, I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. So I'm here, you know, learning something. I'm here to, give something. I'm here to get something. And so then I'm going to go back somewhere
dun,
with this
dun,
knowledge.
dun. Right.
But I also came from somewhere
With some of this
with
other
this
knowledge.
knowledge, with some knowledge. And something I've actually began to believe in, based off of how my life has worked. But I've also read this somewhere, not just because I read it makes it true. It doesn't, because I promise you, just because somebody wrote it don't mean it's true. But what resonates in my spirit, when I did read this, and I already believed it to be true, of, you know things before you, or you come here with information. Not only do you come here with information, but especially if you are, let's say, an old soul, old spirit, you've always been practicing these type of tools. So as you know, a few years back, I was started getting Reiki therapy. And because of that, I was like, oh, I'm going to become a Reiki practitioner. And but through my Reiki sessions, they generally, and I don't know what all Reiki practitioners do, but the ones that I was working with, they give you some type of message at the end of your session of what they learned about you while they were holding space for this energy healing. And they would refer like various crystals, or different techniques or something that I may need to take away. But then they would ask me, do you know that you are a healer? I had like 4 or 5 different Reiki practitioners during this time, and they each would ask me, did you know that you were a healer? And now, by the time I get to number 5, I'm like, yeah, I knew that. But I mean, I knew that at number 1. And they're like, well, when did you find out that you were a healer? Because you have a lot of, like, your energy is something else, and blah, 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 and whatever. And I said, well, when I healed myself, that's when I found out that I was a healer.
Period. Any more questions?
And then I would tell them my journey, from Crohn's and colitis to now, and how, I don't have those issues and things like that. And they were like, well, where, who or what told you that you could do that? I said, nobody. That's the funny part, right? I said, so that's how I know that it was authentic, because I literally was laying in my sickness, and I was like, I can heal myself, damn it. And I even shocked myself when I said it in my mind, like,
now.
well, how do I know I can do this? Nobody taught me this. I don't have any information, but the information already exists here. I just needed to go and find it. And not just find it, because we real good at reading something, but
Use
practice
it.
it.
Because that's hard. Because that's why people know better, they do better. Lies. I knew that taco, what it was gonna do to me. It was good. Right.
Man. And so I was like, oh, okay. So this is the things that I'm going to do. Now, there were some people in my family that were like, no, this is no, you can't do that. Like, you have to listen to what the doctors say. Well, my thought process, well, what made them the experts? Like, are they not spiritual beings having human experiences as well? So I go on my journey, and today I'm, healed from that. But then I also learned that it wasn't just the fact of healing. So I, read other things along the way, because again, like I said, I have had to piecemeal my life. Like, I'm like, why couldn't I just have a damn spiritual guy just, just hold my hand? And one day I heard a voice say, but I have always held your hand. How you think you got the information? I was like, why you gotta talk to me like that? Don't talk back. Don't be talking to me like
talk nice to me, because I'm forever talk nice to me. Whoa. I heard you. Don't yell.
right. But I have been saying for so long, like, I wish I had somebody that was in my space since I was 5 years old or something, to just like move me on this journey. And it was like, I have always been here with you on your own. It's like, okay.
I mean,
I feel like a real person.
I need a body to do it.
Like a person. But so going back to when I've heard on multiple occasions that you come here with this knowledge, you've always been practicing this. So when then I met the Reiki people, and they're like, this is what you've done for lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You've, like, this is what you do. Like, you've always been a healer. You are a healer. I'm like, yo, I know that, y'all. I mean, but you saying, so let's talk about the back in the day part, because that's the part that I don't remember. So you saying
since you know it,
right? So you saying that this has always been what I do, but I had to, and I won't even say find it here. But that's why I knew how to do it. I did not. No one taught me. No one showed me. I knew it could be done. But what I found interesting, so the difference between spirituality and religion for me is that it was the people that were religious that told me I couldn't do it. And
put boundaries on it.
That blew my mind. Like, you can't, that's what?
You don't
Like,
believe it. But in the Bible, it say that
you can do all things that Jesus Christ can do. So I'm like, do I need to get y'all own Bible? Hold on page number 522, verse blah blah blah. Like, is anybody reading their Bible? Like, I mean, I'm gonna need y'all to do that, because I was confused. And it's almost like, so when I talk to my friend that's very religious, I almost tell her sometimes, I said, I feel like I want to tell Christian people that I'm probably more aligned with your practices than you are. And I just need y'all to follow y'all own stuff. And she laughs, but and this is not to put anybody's religion down or what people do, but I am a believer of practicing the information. I am not a believer of I am in alignment with whatever this doctrine is, just because I I'm afraid not to.
My bad. Told you. Sorry.
It's getting crunked in your house.
My son is here. He told me some this. He right here, y'all. But anyway, I am, like I said, just a firm believer of, so because it's, let's go back, because it's something you said a little earlier. They got, like, I wish I had a spiritual guide, right? I have parents, two of them, both of them, who extremely understands it, right? So I can have these talks and these dialogues with them, and that's why I love it, because I'm like, I'm not crazy, y'all do know, right? So I've had more of a structured, I guess, path to so a structured religion that led me to my spirituality, right? That makes sense. So my religion introduced me to spirituality, introduced me to like a basic concept. I had a core concept of what it was. And then I got to experience God for himself by going after my spirituality in a deep and trusting myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, something told me, who is this something? Where did something come from? Oh, that's in my religion, that's Holy Spirit, right? So as now, like you said, as I'm reading and learning, and now I'm connecting the dots and not listening to what other people telling me what it should look like, but recognizing it what it is for me, not for what it looked like for you. Because like I said, when we think about our intellect is how we process the world. That's why everybody's story is different, even when we sit in the same exact room, right? So when I tell you, when you say my past life, I had a lot of wisdom in there. I did some things in that past life, because I come heavy hard, and I'd be like, dang, what? How I know that, right? But then, like, where that come from? But then when you have parents to guide you, who actually prayed for things, who knew exactly what to pray from, cover you from, and now I'm talking like, wait a minute, you prayed this. What did that mean? Because something is happening, and I don't quite know, but somebody who helped navigate me through it, right? So that was the core substance of getting to know it for myself. Like, oh, well, yeah, it don't look like that quite for me, but this is what, so now we can compare and contrast. Like, oh, but it is something. That's my guiding force. And then, like you said, read, because what you do, you study to show yourself approved. So what I gathered from my Bible is that these were real life people having real life was lifing on them.
Life was
And
life.
then it got written. It was written because some supernatural things were happening according to what God was doing in their life, and how they opened up and let God use them for it, right? Because God wasn't at the church. He was in the trap with the thieves, with the tax people, who he talked to. Was she not a prostitute? Like, he was in the trap. He wasn't at the church house. Matter of fact, when they found when Jesus' parents went to find him at a very early age, he said, "Why you come and get me? Do you not know I'm about my Father's work? Why y'all talking to me? My daddy got and told me I got stuff to do here, and what you talking about." So this is what I'm saying. You don't get to pick and choose. But what I'm saying, these are life experiences that now tell me that I have the resources if I tap into God to make it happen. So I can get on here and preach a million songs, right? But I'm not a Bible thumper. I'm not a theologian. But through lived experience, I know it's real. So that's why I be talking to people like, that's what you believe, that's cool. But you're not, if seeing is believing, I can't believe what I see. How about that? Where are we at with it? Because if you're telling me you believe this and then I'm looking at the way you walk your life, something ain't adding up. And I'm very intellectual. My processing skills are bananas. You know what I'm saying? So this is where I stop arguing and I say, show me, because I can't hear what you're saying, because I see what you do. Show me in your practices. Show me that it works. And when we start talking about Western medicine, it's a money thing. Let's be clear. Like, I'm here to help the symptoms, but not heal the problem. Because if not, I can't. If you don't keep coming back to me, I'm gonna keep getting paid. So I'm here to treat the symptoms, but not the core issue of it. So that's why when you learn to research and do yourself, because now you're looking for a healing, you're looking for a legit solution. I'm not trying to just stop the symptoms. I need solutions. Tell me how to make it stop, how to get rid of it, period. That's not what they have. If I gave you that, then how am I gonna get paid? So when you start to research yourself and find healing and solution that's already here on the earth for you, you muted.
I'm I'm like,
Yeah.
already here. So I've been like looking in the comments. So we have some comments. I'm gonna read
Hey
some
y'all.
off. Right, because you know we
Listen,
talking, y'all. We
you
talking,
right.
y'all.
You got in our bag. Sorry. Not sorry.
So Auntie Beverly has been chiming in. She says, I hear y'all, cootie free Saturday, the fruit of the spirit, love, peace, joy, patience, long suffering, etc. Just be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and be kind to your body. Be positive and speak it into existence. I have learned to listen to my body. She said, hey, Cicely, son. Uh, you must have a relationship with your body. Get to know your own personal body. I hear you, Cicely, preach and teach. Show me, don't talk the talk, but walk the walk. Say that.
True.
Just want to make sure we got in
Yes.
some of those comments.
Well, thank you for definitely chiming in because it's real. Like I think I hate when people like with age comes maturity. No, with seeking knowledge comes maturity.
Because the youngest of us can teach you something, and when a person is open to realize that everybody's teaching you something every single day, every experience is an experience to learn from and to grow
Mhm.
from and develop from, if you so choose to see
Choose
it
to do
that
so.
way.
You're
It has to be an
absolutely
openness from you to allow that to happen. And if
right.
that openness from you is not there, then what else? So let's touch on some how to. How would you, or how would you or how do you
Mm-hmm.
practice or incorporate spirituality in your day-to-day life? What is it that you do?
So at this point for me, it's like autopilot, right? It's like when you meet people who are bilingual, you're like, "Dang, you speak two languages." My spirituality is it's my first language,
A first
right?
language. Oh, the first
Right.
language.
It's my first language. It's time I say it's my first language. I've been for God. I got introduced to God at a really, really young age. Like I was 2. And when I started going to this particular church that I ended up going to that gave foundational knowledge. So it was just like, what you mean? You don't talk to God? What? Oh, wait, you come to holy. I'm like, girl, I'd be like, hey, daddy. So like
Hey.
because if you know I'll see I'll be out, I ain't trying to act like I'm somebody I'm not. You already know what it
Say
is. You
that one.
created a real one.
Say that one.
You already created, you already knew I was down here on the biggest bull ever, right? That's why sometimes you be having to snatch me up. And I'd be like, wait, talk nice to me. All right, don't holler. I don't like it. But for me, it's a genuine everyday tapping into self. Let me have the conversation with myself, which means, like I said, because greater is he that is in me, that is he that is in the world. So having that quiet moment where I'm legit just, oh, okay, it's me and you. Let's just have that conversation. Because I'm not to start ruminating in my head anyway. Now I'm about to start manifesting whatever I'm ruminating. So let me let it out. So I don't have to do this. So just a daily check-in, even when I'm still laying in the bed, as soon as I open my eyes. Hey, it's me.
He said, hey, it's me.
Hey, surprise! I woke up again. I'm back and I'm better. So just being honest with yourself, realize what it looks like for you. Like it doesn't have to look. My practices are not the same as yours. Like I said, it's different. Our conversations with God is different. Our belief systems are different, but I trust me through it all. I trust that I have every single tool that I need to make it through. And that was something we talked about earlier when someone like, I don't know how you do it. Because I wake up every day and tell myself I can. Because guess what? If we go back to the word, I can do all things who Christ has strengthened me. So if I got the vision, I know we can do it. So wait, let me talk to you and tell you, you said I could do this, but give me the tools. Because listen,
Right.
I'm that, put it in my hand and tell me how to wield this sword. I'm that girl. All right. So I asked for things in detail on how I needed to show up for me. Right. So I'm so comfortable in that place that I can have that conversation the same way I'm talking to you. Like, hey, yeah, listen, I ain't gonna be able to do this. Like, same conversation. Like, I can't impose to be anybody else. I'm not coming to them the way my mama told me to come. No, I'm coming strictly from me, from the heart. It's an authenticity to it. And that's how my conversations go. And that's how and even if it's I'm talking to you, feel like you're talking to yourself. Okay, cool, but let me let it out. What Stephany said, I had to talk to a real one, so I started talking to myself. Yeah, let it out. Honesty is the best part. Like, and I tell people all the time, like, yes, you lie to me because you lie to yourself daily.
all day. I tell people, I don't expect people to be honest with me. I just expect you to be honest with yourself.
Self, exactly.
That's it.
And that's where my spirituality comes in, to being honest at core, honest with myself, and then try to work through it. Because that honesty be like, oh, first of all, I don't like it. That's why we lie to ourselves, because we don't like it at core. It's harsh. And so once I resonate with when I decide to myself to be honest with myself, call the thing a thing, it is what it is. This is where we are. Then the layers start to peel back because I recognized it. I sat down, I settled it, and now I can start guiding my prayer life to it. Like, because I was well in there, my bad, forgive me, like, help me understand. Like, and that's how it goes. So I think the best way to just even express it is to be honest with yourself at core.
I definitely, with everything in my fiber of my being, believe that same thought process, which is my life is what I do is I literally just practice what I say I believe in. That's it. And nothing more. Like that's me and how I'm connecting. Of course, there are different things you can do, and we'll be providing that in our coaching tips. But so look for those. But it's really about living your life as authentic as possible. And one of the things that I had to find, when the more um in alignment I was with being authentic, I had to go back in my past and review it, and have conversations with people about when I wasn't living an authentic life, or as authentic that as I would have liked. And I will definitely say that creating and being a part of Live You has actually made me even more accountable to the person that I say I want to be, or the belief systems that I say that I have, because I'm now putting myself in a situation where if I'm coaching somebody about something, well, did you coach yourself about
Some
that one
accountability.
time when you was doing A, B, and C, and did you or did you not? It's like, that's why I always tell people, I'm mostly plant based. But don't judge me when y'all see me rolling up in Wendy's, because I'm going to be there at least once a week. I promise y'all, I'm there. Everybody I know knows. Hell, the Wendy's people know me, okay? So I'm not going to sit here in front and act like, I'm just 100% vegan. I'm not. And if I were to portray myself as that and not be honest about it, people will wind up seeing me in the Wendy's line and be like, Ciara, what you doing here? I thought you said that you was vegan. What, you about to get some French fries?
A little salad with strawberries. No.
Right. Well, what are you eating up? Is that a burger, or this for somebody else? So now we're, putting yourself in a position where that's an unnecessary
They
lie.
lie.
Unnecessary lie. And not to say that any lies are necessary. I'm not saying that they are, because they're not. But there are some lies that, people feel like they're trying to protect or whatever. But like, just saying you in Wendy's eating a burger, like, that's so unnecessary. It's not even funny. But just really being authentic, and also understanding that your belief systems can change.
Absolutely.
You don't have to keep them. They don't have to stay stagnant. You can change them. So if they're not resonating or aligning to the person you want to be, then say, you know what? I used to believe that was true, but it's not true for me anymore. And it's okay. Let me toss that to the side and let me see what else is out there. And I think that's one of the great things about all of us. We get to observe people, and we get to decide, like you say, your friend, she grew up Muslim. And then she saw how you lived your life and decided that she wanted to raise her child or children as Christians. That's the thing about life. We get to observe, look, and listen to everybody else, and we can say, you know what? I like that. And then you can say, but I don't like that. And yes, I like some of that, but then I don't like that. And then you can create your own pathway, your own structure. And I think that's really what spirituality is, just creating your own. It's the creation. It's creating your own.
I love that. Yes. It was something you said, and I will say this, and because you like, I went back and talked to people, girl, not me. That's not who I am anymore, and I'm not coming back to those spaces. How about that? Okay, because listen, I've healed, and that was the point. I've healed from those things, which means I don't have to go back and prove to you that I've healed. So I mean, I'm moving forward. Thank you for the lesson learned. Got it. Good. See you at the top. Hopefully it works for you. I'm not going back.
You're like, no. Nobody's going.
Healed and delivered. Don't go back in that territory. I'm okay with it. And it's not that, because a lot of times that's a self-test type of thing. Like, I'm gonna go back and show y'all that I've healed, and I'm not.
Oh, no, I wasn't trying to be their friends. I was going back with, like that 12-step program. I apologize for the hurt, the pain, the anguish that I may have caused you. But more importantly, for me, honestly, I wanted them to know that whatever it is they truly felt intuitively was true, because I don't want anybody to not believe their intuition.
Wait, so it's so funny though that you say that, because I just read a post about a Taurus, and it was like, I'm sorry if I've ever hurt you. I'm lying. F y'all. So that's why I laugh. Like, listen,
well,
it is what it is.
Sorry that I did it. Let's be clear. I'm an Aries. I am not sorry. Hello.
That's like, I'm not even rendering an apology. It is what it is.
I just want you to know that your intuition works, and that you need to trust it. When you first feel it, you need to go with it. You don't need to keep. I just want to validate that for you, so that you can start making that thing.
That's a part of maturity. That was part of your spiritual maturity. My spiritual journey was more so like, no, because you really not, like, at that point, I think when I got to that point, when I thought about going back, I wasn't quite healed all the way, because I still was like, I want to do it for bragging rights. See, y'all didn't break me, blah, blah. And probably I would have got back into to my flesh definitely be with the shits all the time. Like, it's never not. So my higher self tapping into that spirituality lets me know, like, hey, they'll get it. It's not, if it's meant to be guided to get it. Listen, close that door.
Right, because because even if I say, look, I'm validating your intuition, that doesn't mean that they still validated.
Exactly. They haven't put that same value.
They got to do that. They still got to do that work. But I do know that people have a way of, if, like I said, I already knew something inside, but then I read something, I was like, oh yeah, yep, because that was already true for me. Or somebody said it, and I'm like, yep, that was already true for me. So sometimes if we just open the door to allow you to, like you said, you talk to your parents, you're not crazy. So I hope you already knew that your intuition worked, but I'm saying, you know what, all that stuff you were saying and you thought, and then I was like, nah. It was true.
Was right.
It was true. It was.
My bad. I didn't know you was right. No, you know what? And to say that, I think in my level of growth, I have now in certain relationships, I have gone back and apologized for my part. Like, you know what? I was wilding, and because I'm so dominant in certain areas, you trusted and you let me wow. My bad. Like, it was me, not you. It was me. So you're right. I've had, like I said, it depends. I guess it depends on how you value the relationship as well.
It's how you value the relationship, and if you want to and some of those, I wanted to have an authentic relationship, and I wanted to have it where you are in my life because you know what I've done, not because you're still in the dark. I wanted you to have a choice, and everything about me with people is about choice. I want you to tell me things so I can decide if I want to with you or not. Because it's not about you hiding them from me and trying to keep me in your space. That burns me up, because if I find out whatever it is, I'm out. But I may stay around. You may tell me some real crazy stuff, and I'll be like, that's
crazy enough to want to do
a lot. But you know what?
I'm down for it.
You know what? I might
Yeah.
try that out. Let's see. Let's see how that works.
Yeah. So,
So
well, nope, I'm lying. I'm not lying. When I went back, it wasn't to give choices. It was my bad. Close that door.
uh,
Like, you can't go back through this door.
I know I'm not trying to have people come back. I just want, if I'm be like, like we said, some relationships you're seeing if you can evolve. And what I found is that, guess what, we didn't. So and so I do experiments too. I'm testing to see if we can evolve. And what I'm finding is that you really
should
can't.
have left it where it was there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I had to try it out. I'm doing
Yeah. I
experiments.
like research.
And
I know
it's
we got 5 minutes.
authenticity that I got to do with people, but it's coming. It's coming, people. But yeah. So now we on 4. So, hey everybody, thank you for joining us. So, other ways that you can keep in contact with us, keep engaging with us. You can go on our YouTube, our Instagram, our website, sign up for the newsletter, read the other posts that we have, the blogs that we have on there.
Listen to our Spotify.
Listen to our Spotify.
Of course, hit us up on Facebook. Duh, that's how you looking at us.
Say Facebook, yes. And I love when you say sponsor a boo. Sponsor a boo.
Look, please, for them, sponsor a boo. Yes. If you feel like there are women in your life, even if you are a woman, or other women in your life that you feel like can benefit from receiving some self-care coaching in any arena, spiritual, mental, physical, sponsor a boo. Get that, because guess what? You teach a woman, you teach a village.
Man.
If she begins to heal, life around you begins to change as well. We breaking generational cycles, Sponsor a boo, sponsor yourself. Get somebody to sponsor you as a boo. Hey, also sign up for the self-care. What is it? The
E-boxes.
e-box.
Yes.
Yes.
E-boxes. Yes. Every month we have a theme, and it's generally in line with the theme that we are discussing for that month. So this month the theme is spirituality for the e-boxes, as well as what we're talking about throughout our live self-care calls.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look. Yeah. That.
All of that.
Yes.
Anything else?
What do we have coming up next week?
So next week, what are we talking about? Some more spirituality stuff. So let's see what's on the docket. Let me look at it real quick.
Yes, y'all.
We plan some things out here around here. So creating your spiritual space. So we're gonna talk about next week, creating your spiritual space. So what is that gonna be looking like for people? What's going on there?
Yes. Definitely, because as you see, we already, and when Stephany gets here as well, you'll see all of us have different spiritual spaces and how they work for us. So yes, you'll see that it's unique. It is very unique. But we thank you for being with us today. Whenever you watch this, watching it live with us now, or on our other platforms. Yes, come on, DJ Sampon the replay. We definitely like that. You already know I'm leaving with cootie free kisses. Boom. No, you love them. As Auntie call it, a cootie free weekend. We want cootie free weeks and weekends, okay?
Cootie free
Cootie
life.
free lives, right?
Right. Cootie free life.
Please and thank you. But yes, anything else you want to say in closing?
No, just always thanking the people for coming out. Nobody has to participate, nobody has to watch, nobody has to get this good information, but
But you
if
do.
you choose to, because it's a choice, we appreciate you.
Absolutely. Namaste, out of our way.
Namaste.